Hi and welcome to It's Simply Computing. Today I just wanted to go over the environment in which I run my network at home. This is, bear with me, I do have a bit of a head cold. I probably should not be doing this video right now, but I just kind of felt like it. I just took some medication. So we're just going to dive into this, but I wanted to go over running your firewall and all your devices in virtual environments. You go online and you read up on this, and people are saying that this is a bad idea, it's not secure, you have overhead. And just to kind of go into this, I'm the type of person that likes to do new things, try new things, learn new things all the time. So anytime I get a chance to do something new and possibly cool, I'm all for it. So this started out as my gateway. I have a 3G modem as my ISP. It sucks, but the box that it was plugged into literally almost caught on fire, and that's a long story. So I moved it into a virtual machine with Windows 7 Pro as the host system. And it started out with a single core Sempron processor and 2 gigs of RAM, which obviously is really slow. But I was doing some IT consulting work, and the IT administrator I was working with gave me one of these, an ML350G5 ProLiant server. It came with a quad-core processor and 4 gigs of RAM. I've upgraded it to 11 gigabytes of RAM, and actually you can see it's basically maxed out at this point, and I will be upgrading it again and swapping out the quad-core processor with 2 quad-core processors that run at a lower wattage. It also has 3 SCSI drives in there, yada yada. There's some upgrades I'll do down the road. But one of the things I want to just address is the virtual environment. So if I open up my VirtualBox here, you'll see that I have server 2003 as my DHCP server, and also as my graphical front end for my backup system. pfSense is my firewall / gateway, and you can see I got a bunch of adapters running into that. And then I also have my FreeNAS system, which is running most of my resources, and that is my NAS system, my network storage. And it is perfectly doable running these things inside virtual system. Now, I will tell you that running in Windows 7 as a host is not the best idea. It is a lot of overhead, and there's issues with updates. I mean, once a month, Microsoft releases a bunch of patches, and you have to reboot the system. VirtualBox, there's a lot of updates for that, and you have to update that every couple of months and shut down the system, reboot everything. Even Adobe Reader. It has updated successfully here, and but it wants to reboot the computer. That's a pain. Now, one of the things is that if you're running all of these in here and your network is reliant on these for addresses to be able to remote back into your box, you have to have all those running. What I've done, of course, is I've gone into my startup folder here, and I have my server 2003, pfSense, and FreeNAS has a problem starting up without a DHCP server present. So if I go up to edit this, you can see here I am running as administrator on this, but you can see I have that running after a 180-second pause, and that solves the problem. As far as security goes, people are like, well, if all your packets have to go through your host system, so it's vulnerable, and that is true to a degree. However, one thing I have done, if you can see here, my IP config, we got 2 entries here. I'm hidden the first one because that's my ISP, and that's going to change here soon. I'm going to run that directly in to pfSense, the USB modem, the 3G modem I talked about. That's going to be run directly in there using the USB 2.0 extension, and then the host system will no longer see that. But you can see that's the only one I got, other than this host only and network, which is not important. So that's the only system that the only connection that's really active, that's important, that the host is running. You can also, what I did to do that is if I go in here, for example, here's my FreeNAS box. I go to status, it says not connected. There's a gigabit, and you can see packets going back and forth, but no details. And the reason for that is, if we go to properties, I have disabled everything. So according to Windows 7, it's not listening to any of this. No Microsoft Networks, no IP information, no link layer topology, file printer sharing, nothing. The only service that's listening on this adapter is the VirtualBox Bridged Network driver. So ideally, only VirtualBox is getting an address, which is perfect, or dealing with that network. This here is again my ISP, so that's kind of going out. So I got FreeNAS, I'm sorry, pfSense, FreeNAS server, you know, I got all of these, and there literally is a physical NIC for each of these. I have a total of, say, 2, 4, 5 network interfaces in the system, and I'm going to expand that here soon because I have some additional things I would like to run. But it is, I just wanted to say it's doable. So don't be discouraged if you want to try playing around with this. You're only familiar with Windows, and you want to learn virtual systems. You want to learn about virtualizing networks, but you don't want to learn FreeBSD, or you don't want to learn how to run in Ubuntu right now. You just want to focus on Windows. It's doable. The security is fine. You know, additional firewalls, I suppose, would be a good idea. If you don't have access to physical access to the box, like this one here, the server is upstairs, and though I have lost 80 pounds and I am the strongest I've ever been, I'm building muscle mass, which was actually unexpected. I'm still lazy, and having to walk all the way upstairs and hook up my monitor and find out what's going on is a pain. So you always want to make sure that you have access to your system. Static IPs help with that, but I have a lot of bridge wireless mess going on. It kind of messes that up. And I have some other equipment that it's just better to do it the way I'm doing it. So I try my best. But I just wanted to, again, to show you this setup. It's not complicated. It's not hard. I'm going to go into some of these, like this pfSense box I need to rebuild. It is not set up to the best it could be set up, so I want to go back in and make some changes and tweaks to it. And that's the next step. Next video I'm probably going to do is getting that installed in the virtual environment and show you some of the tricks I found when working with this type of stuff. If you have any questions, I mean, hit me up down in the comment section. Again, I just felt like showing this, that it is doable no matter what people are saying, and the performance is not bad at all. I don't have a gigabit internet connection, it's 3G. I do have things mounted up in a way that I can use my cell phone wireless hotspot as part of this. It runs through pfSense, and it does gateway switching for me, and I'm going to go through that as well. But even at that, the 4G on Sprint is cruddy. So not a big deal. FreeNAS, I can move files around like they're nothing. I have 2 4 terabyte enterprise grade drives in there that are using, you see down here, 3.62 terabytes is available, and I can compress stuff. It runs great. All right, guys, well, this is it for right now. I'm going to get some sleep, and hopefully maybe I'll make a better video later. If you have any questions, hit me up, and until next time, keep it simple.